So what do you think? Does it come in black?
Reject Ubislop, embrace Kingdom Come Deliverance. No, seriously, I think the only possible way to enjoy any single Ubislop game is when they're on discount for $10 in the bargain bin. At full price, it's practically impossible to enjoy their games because you spend most of the time thinking about how hard you just got ripped off.
I'm sick of this shit. My mom's not made of money, you know.
And how bad the game sucks. Because the best part about Ubislop games are the trailers. Why? Well, because they don't feature gameplay. Instead, they present a product in a way that it will never look a single thing like. There's always easily more effort put into the CG trailers, and those are the real highlights. Because then we have a complete lie to compare the actual product to, and that's where the real enjoyment comes out of Ubislop games. You saw the new Assassin's Creed trailer and the first thing you thought was, oh, Fred is definitely gonna talk about this. Oh, no? You were thinking of other content okay. Well, anyway, I'm talking about it, so you may as well subscribe now. I've seen you guys subscribe for far less. Yes, indeed, I, like all 200,000+ people who disliked the trailer, I watched it, and I was about as excited as I have ever been for any Assassin's Creed game, which is the Call of Duty of single-player games. No amount of exaggerated swagger of a samurai could get me to hit pre-order. I don't know what anybody saw from that trailer that made them go, yes, please, take my $130, Ubisoft. You deserve it after all these years. See, I, for one, am not outraged at the decisions Ubisoft makes because I'm never gonna buy their games. And before you say it, no, it's not because there's a black person in the game. It's because the game was made by French people. And more specifically, a French Canadian, the worst of them all. I can't really think of a single based thing to come out of Canada in a while. It's oftentimes heavily politically driven. So no, I'm not against the idea of playing as a black samurai. That sounds actually kind of cool. Afro samurai, anyone? No? Okay.
Oh, my parents would never have let me watch something like that.
Yeah.
Uncultured swine. No, I'm against playing a black samurai if it's made by Ubisoft. Plain and simple, the company pushes ultra woke messaging and they are fully capable of ruining everything. I mean, is it any coincidence that they limited your options to a black man and a woman? That's not a coincidence. Many wanted to play a Japanese man, which is completely understandable. I mean, you're in feudal Japan, you want to play as a Japanese male samurai. But instead, Assassin's Creed went with choosing the story of Yasuke, the first foreign retainer in Japanese history. And he was black. And this is all true. This happened. Not that it matters because nobody's playing Assassin's Creed for historical accuracy. What, with world serpents, aliens, super advanced futuristic tech? If historical accuracy is a problem for you, you're playing the wrong franchise. Well, in general, if you're playing an Assassin's Creed game, you're playing the wrong game. You should all know by now, Ubisoft would always have the full intention of greatly exaggerating this historical figure's role. They were bound to always take full liberty with it, because this is a wet dream for all the progressive folks at Ubisoft. I mean, for Christ's sake, a company like Sweet Baby Inc. was formed by former Ubisoft employees, and it's also in Canada. What a coincidence, huh?
Liberals, I hate them so much.
I mean, you don't really need to know that to know what kind of company Ubisoft is. Well, allow me to remind you. Right here we have all the pre-order editions of Assassin's Creed. The already overpriced $70 version that comes with the base game and a little pre-order bonus. Oh, but that's not good enough. Ubisoft wants more. Give them $109 and you'll get the base game pre-order bonus, season pass? Huh? Okay, well, 3 days early access. I mean, I guess that early access may be worth it to people if you just cannot wait to hop into another Ubisoft open world. And you got Ultimate Edition to $130, and it comes with everything the Gold Edition did. Only this one features an Ultimate Pack. But hey, you know what? Ubisoft's got an even better alternative for you than that. Why don't you subscribe to their already abysmal service, Ubisoft Plus, so you can be reminded how much you hate having to sign into a Ubisoft account within another account within another account, and that's $18 a month. What the hell? Get Game Pass. Why the hell would you ever pay for this? Who the hell would ever opt for paying for Ubisoft Plus over something like Game Pass? Not only is the game not worth a dime, but that subscription service is a total f***ing ripoff. That isn't gonna stop people from pre-ordering it like crazy and selling out. I'm sure the game will be a financial success regardless, and that sucks because the lead writer to this game is a person who follows Sweet Baby Inc. So it'll succeed, and you know, everybody will say, oh, see, DEI and ESG is not the problem with video games. Even though it absolutely is. I mean, that is if this next tweet from a specific individual is true. I worked on some narrative elements for the Sengoku era of Japan for Assassin's Creed back in 2013 to 14, when I worked under contract in San Jose, Tokyo. I guess they tossed all that out for Black Samurai and some cannon-destroying Kanochi boss? I'm so glad I'm not in that industry anymore. I guess it's only fitting that my contributions to these studios vanish like everything else I worked on. Every MMO shooter I have worked on has been shut down. Here's a brief synopsis of the original story. From what I can remember, it's been a decade. The plot focused on the young monk Yamauchi Taka as the playable ancestor. Taka means hawk, to coincide with the then naming convention of every playable hero being named after a bird of prey. No idea if that changed with all of these newer disjointed games that no longer have Desmond as the core hero that bound everything together. The main conflict was about the Sword of Eden, and how it had given its latest wielder, Oda Nobunaga, an unfair advantage in his conquest of Japan. After Nobunaga is assassinated by Hattori Hanzo, Taka becomes a part of the Brotherhood, and under Hanzo is trained as an assassin shinobi. The Brotherhood tried to transport the recovered sword out of Japan, but are beset by Jesuit Templar ships, and it is lost. To make matters worse, Hanzo is assassinated as he considers retirement as a monk. His lord, Tokugawa Ieyasu, charges Taka with finding the killer and recovering the sword. Despite Nobunaga's successor, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, acquiring the sword and going on a rampage that extends into Korea, Taka steals the sword back, and Mad Daimyo loses his power, weakening his campaign in Korea. Incensed by the theft, Toyotomi believes he was betrayed by the Templars and basically exterminates all Jesuits in Japan. Taka infiltrates Toyotomi's castle and faces him in a final battle, resulting in Toyotomi's death. The ambitious Daimyo is left to die as Taka slips away before his retainers could intercept them. The now seasoned assassin spares Toyotomi's infant heir, knowing the clan has lost its teeth and will eventually wither without Hideyoshi. Ieyasu begins his ambitious power grab, demanding Taka and the Brotherhood give him the sword and help him wipe away all of his enemies from Japan to fully unite it under his clan's banners. Taka and the Brotherhood decline and vanish into the shadows with the sword. Oh well. Black Samurai and Kanochi it is. What a shame. Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, former writer, if that is what you even really did. We have no way of confirming it. I'm not really taking your word on it, but it is an interesting story. Here's the problem. It's not for modern audiences. It's 2024. You can't have feudal Japan without a black man and a woman. Look, in all honesty, I don't mind if Ubisoft wants to tell that story. But like I said, the problem is it's Ubisoft. But again, I have no way of confirming whether what this person's saying is true or not. But if it wasn't true, I'm pretty sure it would be very easy for Ubisoft to come out and say, this person never worked for us. But if it is true and Ubisoft really did scrap this guy's ideas in favor of Yasuke, we definitely know why that would be in the year 2024. I mean, it really says something when even Mighty Keith, of all people, can openly state that he finds it weird you're not playing as a Japanese man in feudal Japan. I mean, I may be wrong on this, correct me if I am, but I'm pretty sure up to this point, every single character you've played in the mainline Assassin's Creed games have all been fictional. So what I don't understand is why they couldn't keep Yasuke as a historical figure you meet in the game. But, you know, whatever. I mean, they wanted to make him the lead, and I personally think there is an interesting story you can tell here, and it can be good. But based on who's writing for it, I'm gonna press X to doubt. Not sure what Ubisoft has against East Asian males as playable characters, but they missed a perfect opportunity to finally have that. So I can see where some fans are disgruntled, but I'm willing to bet Ubisoft took a look at the competition. You already had a ninja in Sekiro, and you had a samurai in Ghosts, and both of those games are guaranteed to easily outclass this next Ubislop game. So what can they do to differentiate Black Samurai? Because let's face it, gameplay wise, these Assassin's Creed games are bloated, giant piles of steaming dog shit. I think the concept is cool, but it is not going to save a Ubisoft game from its terrible writers. Honestly, the real focus should be on the pricing for this game and the fact that it must be connected online in order for you to even be able to play it out of the box. So yes, it's a single player game that requires online activation. Well, whatever, I'm not buying it. I was never going to. They could put a Mexican samurai in there for all I give a shit. I'm not paying $70 for a Ubisoft game. And to all the dumbasses replying to me with black and white photographs of Yasuke, you do realize there was no cameras in the 1500s, right? Oh, God. These people are dumb. You know what? Forget it. I'm out of here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. Don't pre-order, and I'll see you in the next video.
Free Congo sucks ass.